What up? Can y'all hear me? Can I get a mic check? I'm back. Thank you, Bobby, for the donation. I know it's been a while. I don't know. I didn't feel like streaming, I didn't want to force it. When we get to like you start forcing stuff, man, it's time to take a break. You know what I mean? I felt like I was kind of forcing stuff. But welcome back. Welcome you guys. Miss you guys. Yes, I got I had to put the kufi on straight from the rip. Straight from the door. Straight from the door. As you know, there was an event that happened in Buffalo. And I just wanted to come on and go through the question and answers things. Hold on. Let me just go overview what happened.
What started out as a beautiful day in the city of Buffalo has turned into a terrible day and one of tremendous heartbreak for every member of our community. We have suffered a mass shooting with multiple casualties and several people injured. This is the worst nightmare that any community can face. The shooter was not from this community. In fact, the shooter traveled hours from outside this community to perpetrate this crime on the people of Buffalo.
At approximately 2:30 today, an individual who the mayor stated is not from this area and is from hours away drove to Buffalo, went to 1275 Jefferson Avenue to the Tops Market. He exited his vehicle. He was very heavily armed. He had tactical gear. He had a tactical helmet on. He had a camera that he was live streaming what he was doing. The individual exited his car and engaged 4 individuals. He shot 4 people in the parking lot. 3 of those were deceased. 1 individual at this time is surviving the injury. The individual went inside. As I said, he was an 18-year-old white male, walked into the store and began engaging customers inside the store. One of the individuals inside the store is the security guard, a beloved security guard, who is a retired Buffalo police officer, a hero in our eyes, engaged the suspect, fired multiple shots, struck the suspect, but because he had heavily armored plating on, that bullet had no round. The suspect engaged our retired officer, and he was ultimately shot and deceased at the scene. He continued to work his way through the store. Ultimately, he worked his way back towards the front of the store. Buffalo police immediately respond, engage the suspect in the vestibule of the store, and at that point, the suspect put the gun to his own neck. Buffalo police personnel, 2 patrol officers, talked the suspect into dropping the gun. He dropped the gun, took off some of his tactical gear, surrendered at that point, and he was led outside, put in a police car, and transported to Buffalo Police Headquarters. So as we said, a total of 13 people were shot today, 10 deceased at the scene, and 3 sustained non-life-threatening injuries. It appears to be non-life-threatening injuries at that point. 4 in total were store employees. One of those was the security guard who has worked at that location for a very long time. Many officers are on scene here, knew him quite well. And the rest of the victims are customers of the store.
This was pure evil. It was straight up racially motivated hate crime from somebody outside of our community, outside of the city of good neighbors, as the mayor said, coming into our community and trying to inflict that evil upon us.
Simone, yes, we're still watching the story here at MS.
Oh, God, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Man, there's so much. I'm trying to find this other video. Bear with me. I should have had this up. There was another video of, because I guess the day before, he was talking to a black. Oh, okay, here it is. It's up. Here we go. Fair use, fair use. I don't know if that works. All right, hold on.
News 4's Tara Lynch has been at the scene all afternoon and all evening. She can bring us an update now. Tara?
But I've been telling you one story since we first came on the air, and it was about this man here, Grady Lewis. You were in that Tops earlier this afternoon. We're going to get to that story. But you told me just a few moments ago that you actually spoke with the suspect yesterday. He was here. Tell me more about that.
I seen him, and he looked strange in the neighborhood, but he had a genius shirt on, so I wanted to see if he was a genius. And we sat and talked about string theory, critical race theory, beginning of civilization, and he seemed like he was a genius, actually. He said he came up just to see the countryside, and he was going to go out camping. He bought a big thing, a jug of water. He had a little nervous twitch to him. I bought him something to drink, and we sat and talked for about an hour and 45 minutes after seeing the pictures and seeing the blue car that I seen him got into yesterday. So it's a shock right now, and he told me his name was Peyton. So it's a shock.
And we did see a blue car get taken away from this scene just about a half hour or so ago. Taken away.
His name was Peyton. That I seen him got into yesterday. So it's a shock right now, and he told me his name was Peyton. So it's a shock.
And
Peyton.
Anybody notice that? Is it just me? Am I bugging?
Yesterday. So it's a shock right now, and he told me his name was Peyton. So it's a shock.
And we did see a blue car get taken away from this scene just about a half hour or so ago. And you were saying that you were speaking with him on a bench that's located outside of this Tops.
Yes.
That's the bench that earlier today, when I first got here, you were the first person I spoke to. You were telling me that bench is your office.
Yes.
And you usually like to stop and sit there and talk to people that are passing by. Today you didn't stop.
Yes.
So walk.
No, it's not Black Lives. It's like, I think it's Black Nutritional something. I forget what it said. It was I forget what it says. Black Nutritional something. But there was a thing on poll, and I can't find it, so I'm not going to say it.
Walk me through your afternoon here at the Tops.
Well, I went in there and got me some a juice, and I didn't want to sit there today, so.
Black King Nutritional Facts. And I swear to you, now, some of y'all don't, the numerology thing, somebody broke down the black, if you break down Black King Nutritional Facts, I think it's 259. And if you do a psychological operation, it's 259. I don't know. I don't know what 259 means, but I just wanted to put that out there.
So I walked across the street and I opened up my juice, and as I opened up my juice, I heard what I knew wasn't a firecracker. And I looked up and I seen a guy shooting people. Then I seen a security guard run inside, and then I seen him going after him, shooting. Then I saw him come back out, and he had all camouflage on, and glasses and helmet, and then he put the gun to his head, and he dropped it. He took off his gloves. He took off his gun. He put it down. He took off his vest, and then he got on his knees and laid down and put his hands behind his back, and they arrested him at that point.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, you were telling me about the security guard, the former Buffalo police officer who has tragically died in this incident. You were telling me today he told you no lingering around the store. We gotta keep it clear.
Yes.
You credited that man with saving your life.
Yes, I heard him say to someone, "There's no lingering around the store." So me knowing that he was a Buffalo police officer, I never really wanted to give him an opportunity to say anything to me. So when I do go, I shop and I leave, and that's the reason why I left. Because I heard him tell people that a couple times. So you don't really got to tell me something 4 or 5 times for me to understand. And from what I heard, he went back and he shot at him when he went in the store. So yeah, but if he wasn't there, I would have been sitting there. So I'm definitely thankful that I heard him say that. Yes, I'm definitely thankful to Mr. Salters. Yes, definitely.
Well, Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for joining me here tonight and for telling me your story earlier today. I appreciate it. This entire community here is mourning this tragic loss. There's a memorial set up down Landon Street here. A truly challenging, difficult, sad, heartbreaking day here in the city of Buffalo. For now, live on Jefferson and Landon, Tara Lynch, News 4.
And Tara, that was pretty remarkable what that man said. I'm sure authorities will want to talk to him. He said he sat for an hour and 45 minutes yesterday talking to the young man who is the suspect in this case.
I just want to add, I'm not from Buffalo, but God, like these are the people that's reading the fair use. These are the people that do the news. They got old heads doing the news like every other town. I guess they went with the young people, right? Am I bugging, or is that like is that? I mean, maybe it's just Buffalo. I don't know.
He also saw the end of the shooting today when the suspect who had the gun up to his neck put it down and surrendered.
Very important.
Got to talk to him. Absolutely, Tara. That was remarkable there.
All right, let's get to what I wanted to talk about.
Well, that violent crime has left so many families reeling, and while some arrests have been made, giving families some closure, others are left in the dark. Well, that is the case for the family of Brian, Bradley, and Brandon Veal. An unbelievable story we told you about in Eyewitness News 1 year ago. Three brothers murdered within 7 days of each other. Now, from the time of their murders in February of last year until today, the Metropolitan Crime Commission recorded nearly...
Jeez. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, did I... Here we go. Sorry, Boomer Tech. Bobby thinks Big Poppy, white people took dirty Air Force Ones because Shine took Crocs and Gibbets. You don't lie. See that dope black father? These Gibbets ain't worth a damn. They keep breaking. I also have ramen. This is a ramen bowl. I need to give me some new Crocs. Thanks, Big Poppy. AD, 16 people were injured in a mass shooting in Milwaukee. Same damn time? That's crazy. Anyway. This is his manifesto. Now, some people were saying it seems like it's copy pasta from who's that guy in New Zealand? Brendan Tarrant or Tarrant or something like that. I think he even mentions him in this quote unquote manifesto. He's complaining about population, birth rates, and the whole 9 yards. But I just wanted to do his question and answers. Which is this is almost ridiculous, man. Yes, Natasha, Crocs are comfortable. Why did you decide to carry out the attack? To show to the replacers that as long as the white man lives, our land will never be theirs, and they'll never be safe from us. To directly reduce immigration rates to European lands by intimidating and physically removing the replacers themselves. To intimidate the replacers already living on our lands to immigrate back to their home countries. To agitate the political enemies of the people into action. To cause them to overextend their own hand and experience the eventual inevitable backlash as a result. To incite violence, retaliation, and further divide the European people and the replacers currently occupying European soil. This is America. Right? Right. Kenan, he had a frequently asked FAQ section for his manifesto that nobody asked for. Nobody. Jabari, the great European Luca, is beating the brakes off these shines in Phoenix. Luca is from Europe. Peyton is not from Europe. Peyton's from America. Like, why is he talking about Europe so much? To show the effect of direct action, lighting a path forward for those that wish to follow, a path that those that wish to free their ancestors' land from their replacers' grasp, and to be a beacon for those that wish to create a lasting culture, to tell them they are not alone. To create an atmosphere of fear and change in which drastic and powerful revolution and action occur. This may be true, but it won't be the change that is probably going to happen is not what they want you to believe he thinks it's going to believe. You know what I mean? To add momentum to the pendulum swings of history, further destabilizing, polarizing Western society in order to eventually destroy the current nihilistic, hedonistic, individualistic insanity that's taken over Western thought. Most of all is to spread awareness to my fellow whites about the real problems the West is facing, and to encourage further attacks that will eventually start the war that will save the Western world, save the white race, and allow for humanity to progress into more advanced civilization. Has the left blamed Elon Musk? Tyler Bennett, a nigger, wrote this. You know what? Hold on. Y'all see that, right? Do y'all see this? I'm not going to say nothing. Do y'all see that? That's why Tyler Bennett is right. Shine wrote this. I swear to God. You can't tell me no different. Jabari, they're going to use this to crack down on hate speech, Hoteps, NOI, Israelites, FBA, ADLs about to be censored heavily. You right about that? Punks, look at the word I'm searching. Now, this searches the whole document. Tariq Nasheed. You mean to tell me this guy can get in the car, plan an attack, and shoot people because he doesn't like them, because they're the replacers, and he won't write one slur on about them said people? ABL wrote it. ABL's smart enough he would use that word. ABL didn't write that, man. See, there, stop disrespect. Shout out ABL. Shout out ABL. Kamar Daniels, donations. Thank you, I appreciate it. Let's keep going. But I just want to notice that there's some other words that like, I'm not gonna write them in there because I know they would jump on that. You know, I'm just using my cover as a black man. You know, Paul. But there are other slurs on other people. He doesn't mention them either. That should tell you something. He didn't write this. I don't know who wrote it, but he didn't. I mean, if he did, he just copied some shit. No, I don't buy this. I don't buy this at all. We must ensure the existence of all our people and future for white children. Millions of European and other ethno-nationalists that wish to live in peace amongst our own people, living in their own lands, practicing their own traditions, and deciding the future of their own kind. Are you part of a political group or movement? I am not. Direct member of any organization or group, though I support many. What's up, Brody? Did the groups you support align with the order or promote your attack? No, I'm the sole perpetrator of this attack. I'd had many influences from others, but it was only me who decided to continue it. Go to the manifest pick and change it to and compare it to the rest pick. They forgot to change the defaults. Stop it, man. I'll look at that in a second. You mean on I'll get to it. Do these groups hold power? So he's saying he has influence. Who are those influences? Whoever was grooming him. You know what I mean? Do these groups hold power? Who are these people in these groups? The total number of people in these organizations is in the millions. The total number of groups in the thousands. People from every walk of life and every place in employment, but disproportionately employed in military services, public service, or occupations. Unsurprisingly, ethno-nationalists and nationalists seek employment in areas that serve their nations and communities. He's 18 years old, man. Where did you get your current beliefs? Mostly from the internet. They're gonna get on that too. There's little known influence on my personal belief by people I met in person. I've read multiple sources of information from all ideologies and decided that my current one is most correct. Did you carry out the attack for fame? I carried this attack out so I could influence others into defending themselves from the replacers. Becoming infamous was the only way. Why did you target these people? They are obviously visible in a large group of replacers from a culture with higher fertility rates and strong, robust traditions that seek to occupy my people's lands and ethnically replace my people. It would have been easy if I knew all the blacks I would be killing were a few criminals or future criminals. But then I realized all black people were replacers just by existing in white countries. Lord have mercy, man. All black people. Over what time span did you plan the attack? I've been passively preparing this attack for like every American does by buying ammo, surplus military gear, and shooting irregularly for a few years. Another key point they're going to attack on. There's plenty of Americans that just do this on the regular. It wasn't into the beginning of this year that actually got serious. So if you're buying ammo and shooting irregularly, guess what? Why do you choose this particular moment in time to attack? The best time to attack was yesterday. The best time next best time is today. Every day that goes by without an attack, hundreds or more non-white immigrate to white countries and spawn children. Waiting any longer will only make it difficult to get non-whites out later on. Why'd you choose firearms? Because they work. There are few weapons that are easier to use and more effective at killing than firearms, especially the Bushmaster XM15 I will be using. The effect it would have on social discourse, the extra media coverage, and the changes to gun laws that will be pushed will all help my case. Why would that help? This was I don't get. The changes to gun laws that will be pushed to help my case. Why would that help his case? Again, this is just my opinion. This is the person who's writing it. That's what, it's going to help their case. You know what I mean? He's saying help his case. That means they'll use this attack as a rallying. No, that's not what he means, man. Because they're going to change the gun law. So why would that help him? How could they use that as a rallying cry? No, the person that wrote this, the glow nigga, this will help them change the gun laws. I don't believe that's what he meant, or whoever wrote this meant. Chris Dorner was a snitch. Jesus. Why did you choose Redacted for the place of your attack? Redacted has the highest black population, zip code. Why is this Redacted? Plus, New York has heavy gun laws, so it would ease me if I knew any legally armed civilian was limited to 10 rounds or cooked firearms. I placed the name of the city Redacted because I prefer the FBI and local police don't know until the attack has started. After the attack, somebody switch it over, please? Okay, that's why he did that. Do you consider an act of terrorism? By definition, yes, but I believe it's a partisan action against an occupying force. Like, Jesus, come on, man. Do you feel any remorse? I don't know. I haven't done it yet, stupid, but I were to guess, it would be yes. Did or do you personally hate blacks? A black man or woman living in their homelands? No. Like, I hate to break it to the FBA's. This is a black's homeland. You know what I mean? A black man or woman choosing to invade our lands. But I mean, why am I even answering this question? Because this is stupid. A black man or woman choosing to invade our homelands, live in our soul, like he didn't shoot any of those people. The only people I truly hate are converts, those from our own people that turn their backs on their heritage, turn their backs on their cultures, turn their backs on their traditions, become blood traitors to their own race. They're not completely hopeless. However, I believe some can come back, so it's important to welcome them when they're woken instead of shaming and ostracizing them. Did you or do you personally hate foreigners of other countries? No, many people in their cultures are great, but it's important to note they can only stay great if they're separated from each other. Do you believe those who were attacked were innocent? There's no non-white living on white lands that is innocent. Jeez. Did you intend to survive the attack? Yes, but death is a definite possibility. These situations are chaotic and virtual, impossible to control, no matter what the planning. Survival was a better alternative to death in order to further spread my ideas by media coverage and deplete resources from the state by my own imprisonment. Was the attack anti-immigration in origin? Yes, beyond all doubt, anti-immigration, anti-ethnic replacement, and anti-cultural replacement. Jeez. I'm just going to read the questions. Was the attack anti-diversity in origin? No, the attack was not an attack on diversity, but an attack in the name of diversity. To ensure that peoples of the world remain true to their traditions and faith and do not become watered down and corrupted by the influence of outsiders, they must be separate. The attack was to ensure preservation of beauty, art, and tradition. In my mind, a rainbow is only beautiful due to a variety of colors. Mix the colors together and destroy them all. And they're gone forever, and the end result is far from anything beautiful. Jabari said, this sounds what leftist thinks a Nazi would say. Thank you, Jabari. 10-month member. Hold on. Yeah, I shut my goddamn sound. Jabari, appreciate it. Do you intend to kill a police officer or other force of state? No. Although modern police officers exist to serve the elite, many of them are a decent character and will make me very upset if I killed one. But only you know if I did. Like, what? If you survive, do you intend to go to trial? Yes, then plead guilty. Are you a Christian? No. I do not ask God for salvation by faith, nor to confess my sins to him. I personally believe there's no afterlife. I do, however, believe and practice many Christian values. Are you a fascist? Yes, fascism is the only political ideology that will unite whites against replacers. Since that is what I seek, calling me a fascist would be accurate. Are you a white supremacist? Yes, I would call myself a white supremacist after all. Which race is responsible for all the world we live in today? I believe the white race is superior in the brain to all the races. Are you racist? Yes, I am racist because I believe in differences of capabilities between races. Are you intolerant? Sure. The last virtues of a dying nation are tolerance and apathy. I want none of it. Are you an anti-Semite? Yes, I was. I'm not going to read that. Go back to hell, whatever. But in reality, a redacted confined to Judea, where he can't spread his beliefs or people or beliefs, is of no concern to me. It's important to note that with proper connection to the internet, that is impossible. He says he's a neo-Nazi. I support neo-Nazism, but I'm not a member of any neo-Nazi groups. You decide what makes me. Are you conservative? No, conservatism is corporatism in disguise. I want no part of it. Are you homophobe, anti-LGBTQ? I believe the problems involving the LGB, drop the T, are very insignificant. If one is actually part of the LGB or LGB group and are loyal to their people, that is fine. The other is a mental illness, should be addressed as such. Are you right-wing, depending on definition? Left-wing, depending on definition? Socialist, depending on definition. Worker ownership of the means of production, it depends on who the workers are. Their intentions, who currently owns the means of production, their intentions, and who currently owns the state, and their intentions. By living in the United States, aren't you an immigrant yourself? Yes, and it seems we immigrants seem to bring a whole lot of host of issues. Although the land technically belongs to its native people, the United States now belongs to whites because removing whites from all United States is impossible. They are simply rooted too deeply into the land. The same thing applies with other white countries that are in Europe. Like, what the... Who wrote this, man? Can I get some answers in the chat? Who wrote this, man? Kamar, yeah, the redacted question was all in caps, laying on a little strong. You're right about that. Ah, go back to hell, but he's not religious. I didn't catch that. Really? Candace says, I'm probably going to just, I'm going to take this down after I do it. Or unlist it. I'll make it private, whatever. I'm not going to leave it up. I know they're going to do something. Okay. Is there a particular person that radicalized you the most? Yes, his name is Brenton Harrison Tarrant. Tarrant's live stream started everything you see here. Brenton started my research into problems with immigration of foreigners in our white lands, while his live stream likely no idea about the real problems the West is facing. I think I have a synced with Rumble. So once it finishes, it syncs up. I'll just take it off YouTube. And it'll be on BitChute and Rumble, I think. Jason Rose, Scott said timing of a shooting in Obama's speech was internet censorship. EU's passing it. Red flag saying black people instead of the N-word in the manifest. You're right about that. Were you taught violence and extremism by video games, music, literature, and cinema? No, only the truth caused me to see. Did you always hold your views? When I was 12, I was deep into communist ideology. Talk to anyone from my old high school and ask me about me, and you'll hear that. From age 15 to 18, where I consistently moved farther to the right. On the political compass, I fall in the mild, moderate, authoritarian, left category. I prefer to be called a populist. Another one. Another one. Jesus Lord. You can see the key points they want you to get out of this. Right? Like, is it obvious to y'all? Like, it's obvious to me? Were your beliefs given to you by your family, friends, society, etc.? No, politics will never discuss my family or old friends groups. Never? I'll say one thing. There was a couple people said about his dad. They said his dad was kind of weird. But that's all they said. Who do you consider white? Those are ethnically and culturally European. Who do you consider non-white? Those are... Come on. Do you consider yourself a leader? No, they're just a partisan. I support many of those who stand against ethnic and cultural genocide. Brenton, Patrick, John Ernest, Robert Bowers, Philip, Luca, Anders, Dylan, Dylan Roof, Darren Osborne. If convicted, do you expect to stay in prison? Yes, I do wish to see how the world plays out after this. After all, if I become old in the same prison, I will only assume that we have passed the point of no return and will die out, and that I have failed. If we do rise against the replacers, I expect that I'll be let out and honored most of my people. Like, come on, man. Why do you care so much about Europe? Aren't you an American? The United States, just like the rest of the colonies of Europe, is simply an offshoot of European people, a finger on the hand of the body of Europe. The words of my language are European, my culture European, my politics beliefs are European, my philosophical beliefs are European, my identity is European, most importantly, my blood is European. To his supporters, questions. Here he goes again. Populist. Populist. They want to kill that populism thing. Let's define populist.
Populist.
A person, especially a politician, who strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. By any means, that's a good person, right? That's a good idea, right? Working against the elite. They don't want that to happen. He also said he was the only authoritarian left. He's all over the place. Who do you support? Those that wish for a future for white children exist in our people. Who do you follow? No one in particular. Are you a Fed, Shield, Mossad agent, false flag, patsy, imposter, Antifa, three-letter glow so bright? No, I don't think so. It's a healthy to have skepticism, of course, but don't let your skepticism turn you away from people who support you. But this isn't an answer. No, I don't think so. What does that mean? No, I don't think so. That's not a sure answer, right? He doesn't even know. Who knows? Maybe it's the 2 shots of COVID. He got his shots though. Jeez. What do you encourage us to do? Make plans, get training from alliances, get equipped, and act. The time for meekness has long since passed. The time for a democratic solution has long since passed. The men of the West must be men once more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is glow so bright? Glow niggas. And that's another thing. Like, I think he said I don't want to lose my spot. I got a couple more pages, right? All right. Is this your complete Discord transcript should be available? Has anybody found that? Which is more or less formal, and this covers some personal other information. I'd have to put a lot more work into this manifesto. I had time to. Won't your attack do more harm than good? No, there isn't a successful, influential grand movement yet established yet, and no leading organization, so there's no great structure created that could be brought to harm. Won't your attack result in calls for removal of gun rights in the United States? That was the plan all along. You said you would fight to protect your rights, and the Constitution will come the time. Who said? They're going to try to take guns in a war of attrition. Take a little right here, take a little right there. It's a long game. They got nothing but time. They're not going to try to take it tomorrow, the next day. They can't do it like they did in Australia, in England. You know, we have a different history. A different relationship with weapons. It's going to take a different tactic for the feds to take them from the citizens. But this is part of it. No, I don't believe any of this stuff. This is crazy. This is the weakest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And this is the thing, like, nobody questions any of it. That's what really makes me mad. Like, nobody's, like, looking at it like me, Scott, you know what I mean? What's her name? Aunt BB. There's a couple others. But as far as, like, you know, people with, like, decent Twitter accounts and stuff like that, nobody's touching this, man. They'll just say, oh, like, Tariq and them, they just go with the flow. But Taylor, shut the fuck up, man. Do you actually believe this garbage? Yes, I've never felt sure about anything else. Democracy is the only solution. Why are you committing to force democracy is mob rule? Like, who would ask this question? I can't even read the rest of this, man. This is like, I can't, like, this is crazy. This is why attack immigrants when they redacted or the issue, because they can be dealt with in time. But the high fertility replacers will destroy us now. It's a matter of survival. We destroy them first. Like, come on, man. This is glowing so much, man. All right, let me read this part. Was there a particular event you decided to commit to a violent act? I started browsing 4chan in May 2020, after extreme boredom. Remember, this was during the outbreak of COVID. I would normally browse K because I'm a gun nut, and out because I love the outdoors. And I eventually wound up on Pole. There I learned through infographic shitposts and memes that the white race is dying out, that blacks are disproportionately killing whites, that the average black takes $700,000 from taxpayers in their lifetime. Can I have some of that? and that the redacted and elite were behind this. From there, I also found other sites like World Truth Videos, Daily Archives, and Daily Stormer. Daily Stormer is definitely a glow nigga spot where through data and exposure to real information I learned the truth. We are doomed by low birth rates and high rates of immigration. I never even saw this information until I found these sites, since mostly I would get any news from the front page of Reddit. I didn't care at this time, but as I learned more and more, I realized how serious the situation was. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I told myself that eventually I was going to kill myself to escape this fate. My race was doomed, and there's nothing I could do about it. This guy's stone cold crazy. The glow versus the shot. But then after browsing Pole one day, I saw a short gif of a man walking to a building shooting a shotgun through a dark hallway. I didn't think of anyone. Then I saw it again. I looked up the person was. I thought to myself, why did this person do this? This is Brenton Tarrant. That was the guy in New Zealand. I found after some search, I found the 17-minute live stream of him attacking the Al Noor Mosque. I eventually found his Manifesto Reddit, and I found that I mostly agree with him. Finally, I thought to myself, perhaps there's a chance that we can combat this. Maybe there's a chance that we can take control and prevent our genocide. Maybe we can combat hedonistic, nihilistic, and individualist insanity that has taken control of Western thought. I then found other fighters like Patrick Anders and Dylan Roof and John Ernest. Those men fought for me and had the same goals I did. It was there I asked myself, why don't I do something? Who is John Ernest? Oh, he attacked. All right. And he goes on about blacks. I'm like, I just wanted to read that. So, what do y'all think, man? Who wrote this? Let me read these super chats. There's a couple here. They had this manifesto set up for all the reporter questions. New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC. Fake conservative talking points. You can't get nothing past Jabari. Can't get nothing past Jabari. He's a radical racist, but he can't drop one N-bomb. No, I don't go to those other boards, man. No, I do not. Herb, I do not. I'm guessing Sean King Ghost wrote this, John. Jabari, let's play a drinking game tomorrow on The View. Every time they mention Kyle Rittenhouse or Fox News, take a shot. You'll be dead by the first commercial break. He was admitted in 2021 for a day-and-a-half evaluation by his local mental health authority. Then he was programmed. Yes, I did see, he threatened to shoot the school. I guess that's when they evaluated him. I just want to know who the guy in the grocery store with the orange shirt that he recognized and didn't shoot him after he saw him. The one he said, "Am I bad too?" Herb, Unco's on poll, but bet his main board is MLP. I don't know. That's the pony drawing, isn't it? Reaction, that's not glowing, it's phosphoring. I don't know. Man, all that shit Phoenix was talking, man. Damn. Anyway, couple things I wanted to add. Let me get the thing back up. Am I still streaming? Where's my thing at? Oh, right here. Come on, man. Okay, I just want a couple things. May 11th. This happened, right? I just want to put it out there. This happened May 11th, right? Primaries are coming. Scott said, Obama, when was that speech? April 21st. He asked tech companies, hey, man, y'all got to do something. Well, what he said. Let me listen to what he said.
Former President Barack Obama taking on a major problem we all face, disinformation. Today, he gave a speech at Stanford University near Silicon Valley. He says lies and conspiracy theories on social media have weakened democracy. He also suggests that disinformation will get worse because of new technology.
If we do nothing, I am convinced the trends that we're seeing will get worse. With the emergence of AI, disinformation will grow more sophisticated.
But Mr. Obama says there's still hope, and he even offered some solutions. CNBC's Eamon Javers was at Stanford University for the former president's speech. Hi, Eamon.
You know, Tyler, during his 2 terms as president of the United States, Barack Obama was a darling of Silicon Valley. He regularly met with the top technology executives, and he raked in campaign contributions from technology company employees. But today, the 44th president of the United States came here to deliver a message of criticism, saying that social media is corroding democracy and urging the tech companies to do the right thing.
Thank you, everybody. All we see is a constant feed of content where useful, factual information and happy diversions and cat videos flow alongside lies, conspiracy theories, junk science, quackery, And over time, we lose our capacity to distinguish between fact, opinion, and wholesale fiction.
Obama called for regulation of the technology companies, saying that the First Amendment is a check on state power and doesn't apply to technology companies.
Decisions like this shouldn't be left solely to private interests.
Obama said the social media companies should disclose what's in the algorithms that control how fast information spreads, even if they do that secretly to government regulators. And the former aides to the former president told me today that he was just laying down broad principles here for how all this should play out. And he was deliberately vague about exactly who would do all this regulating and who would be in charge of that process. So that debate is going to take place in a Washington, D.C. that is much more divided and much more partisan than it was.
You know what? I think Scott is right. I think this will be more an attack on the internet and call for more censorship. Because they're going to make it play out like he got corrupted by 4chan, right? This is where he says he went to poll and went crazy and went to these other sites, I'll never forget. I work. I used to job. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. So that's where I think they're gonna go with this. They'll do some gun stuff. They'll cry for gun stuff, but around the corner, they want to control this internet. FedChan. And that's the thing. There's so much, like, you go on poll, and it's not like it used to be, but there's so many bots and stuff like that. You can barely find, like, somebody. Don't get scared now. No, I was going to say something about, I worked at a place where, they had a proxy server and they banned sites. Daily Stormer wasn't banned. I used to go on there sometimes and just read what people were saying. It's crazy. They're fucking lunatics. But a lot of that stuff is mostly the feds posting and stuff like that. They want to control it like China controls it. You're probably right. You're probably right. Anyway, I'm out of here. It's late. But rest in peace to the people that died. It's a shame that in these I'll say this. I mean, instead of asking, Tariq and them, like, we need laws and stuff like that, protect black people, like, we should be asking, like, listen, to the feds, are y'all incompetent or are y'all part of the plot? That's it. It's easy. If y'all can't catch people like this, why not? Are you involved with people like this? No, I never posted on Stormfront. No. I didn't like the layout. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Drink your water. Take it easy. Yeah, I know, shout out. But yeah, it's a shame. But why I want to say rest in peace to people that died. And it's a shame that people, innocent people, have to lose their life to, schemes of elites, man. That's a real shame, man. That's a real shame. I'll talk to y'all later.